back to the Clock Council. As you can see, I am joined by some very special guests. And oh, baby, what a win it was. But what a terrible performance it was. Absolute shock. But like I said, we are joined by a few special guests, joined by Dave, Doug, and Jack. Guys, starting with you, Dave. Like, what is your reaction after that? Because, just one of those games, wasn't it? It was just unbelievable.
I don't know what to say. I thought it was going to be one of those nights where we dropped points, actually, to be honest. Maybe a draw even, and the record would have went out the window. Because we equaled City's record of 18 wins in a row, by the way, tonight. So that was a big thing for me. So we just didn't play well. We were lethargic. I think the midfield was the fault. Fabinho and Keita just didn't do it for me. Gini ran his heart out. He was one of the three that played well. Obviously got a goal. But the other two boys just didn't look right all night. I know Naby was taken off, and Ox made a huge difference coming on. He'll start the next game, Ox. Ox has to start the next game. But even defensively, we looked very poor. I don't know, just everybody was off tonight. And to win when you're losing 2-1, and to come on and win a game, not playing well, is the sign of champion. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. I can't agree anymore with that. Doug, moving on to you. Like we all knew that this was like a statement from the Atletico game, but it was kind of like that. Yet again, we concede from a corner, and defensively, we didn't look good at all tonight. Do you think that, not so much there's concern there, do you think that that's something that we have to work on now?
Yeah, I think we were really poor defensively tonight. I think, obviously we conceded from a corner against Atletico. Now obviously we've conceded against West Ham this evening as well. It's not too much of a concern, but their set pieces really gave us problems tonight. It gave us a lot of problems. Like, I've known Robert Snodgrass for, like, I support Livingston, so I knew about Snodgrass's wicked left foot from his time at coming through the youth ranks at Livingston. But yeah, I thought defensively we were absolutely shocking tonight. But like Dave said, we did not play well. But you don't play well, you get the result. So that's the main thing that we can take from that, and it's a massive 3 points.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I can't agree anymore with that. And obviously, Jack, you was at the game tonight. Obviously, I think all of us would have loved to have been there, but you were there tonight. What was the atmosphere like when we were, when it was 1-1 and then eventually it did go to 2-1?
I think it would be, sorry everyone, I got a sexy voice there. Don't usually sound like this anyway. But it was very weird, mate. Obviously, Liverpool aren't used to getting beat at home. But as Liverpool's crowd pulled this team through the game tonight, especially when we were 2-1 down, the whole stadium really got behind the lads. And Jürgen said before the game, it was up to the crowd really to give the lads a boost. And I think Liverpool's 12th man really was the crowd tonight, and it gave us a lot more incentive really. And a night, as the lads have already said. It's the levels in which Liverpool will have set over the last 2 years. We haven't been beaten since 2018 anyway, against Aston Villa at home, Benteke and all the lads. But it's the levels in which Liverpool have set that when we do notice a certain drop-off in level of quality, other teams in the league would absolutely bite our hands off a performance like we done tonight. But it's impossible to continue the level of performance over the space of a season. There's always going to be drops in quality, but as Jürgen said, this season, mentality monsters, and they absolutely are. Yeah, it didn't happen tonight in some occasions, but the lads' heads didn't go down second half when that second goal went in. Obviously, Dave mentioned Ox. I think he was a turning point really in the game. Naby Keita really struggled tonight. I felt, considering like it was last year when he played away at West Ham very much isolated him tonight, and I felt defensively Naby's got a lot of improving to do, which he will do in the next coming years, mate. But I felt Ox and Robinson, he was absolutely phenomenal. Robinson going down that left-hand side, the shift in which he put in tonight But it looked like the lads looked tired as well. Not making excuses for them, but they looked very tired, mate. And it's the energy levels in which they do put in, week out. There's obviously going to be some games where, but credit to West Ham as well. I've got to say that.
Yeah, I probably can't even agree more than that. I think for me, like the main thing for tonight was, I think we mentioned it all week, was to make a statement from Madrid and to try and like bounce back from it. But tonight, at parts, it didn't work. There were some things that didn't work, and it's like what you said, like, Liverpool so far this season, especially in the Premier League, they've upped their level to such a level where, we were talking, in the podcast at midweek. If you guys haven't checked that out, then please go and check in the video description down below. But, Liverpool have set such a high level, like it's, we do get a bit down when, the levels are put down, but every single team in the Premier League is going to do that. Even champions like ourselves, well, I almost want to say champions, we're still 3 wins away from that, but still. So obviously, Jack mentioned it, Doug, Naby Keita. Now the team sheet come out, and I think pretty much all of us were pretty much happy with it. What was your reaction to the starting 11 being announced?
Yeah, I actually felt that the like I said on the podcast, I did feel that it was going to be. I thought Gini might actually get a rest, but I think he's kind of silenced a few haters tonight. To be honest with you, I thought he was excellent, Gini Wijnaldum. I thought to get the header, which he did. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold's cross was Beckham-esque, wasn't it? The way he managed to whip it round to Gini Wijnaldum was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, my initial reaction to the midfield was like, wow, Fabinho, Gini, Keita. I mean, let's go. But it just didn't quite work tonight. I don't want to get on Keita's back because he's had a really serious injury recently. But he will come good. I'm pretty sure he will come good. It's just wasn't his night tonight.
Yeah, I think with that, obviously coming back from injury and, with that, yeah, I think you are right. He will take time. And if you look at last season, that little, like, I think it was about 6 or 7 games, the first game he had a really poor game. And then the rest of the 6, he was absolutely brilliant. Dave, with that then, do you think that, did Liverpool underestimate West Ham at all tonight? Did you think maybe going into the game they thought where West Ham are? Did you did they lighten them up, or do you think that West Ham just had a phenomenal game?
No, West Ham played well, but they had nothing to lose really, had they? I mean, they're expected to go to Liverpool and get hammered, basically. But I know it'll be a tough game. I said 3-0, but to be honest, we had such a great record against West Ham over the last few years. I just couldn't see anything other than a Liverpool win. And even at 2-1, I was still saying, we might get a 3-2 here or whatever. That's the thing about this team. We're not playing well. We're spoiled rotten with this team, the fans are. I mean, Jack was at the match, as he said tonight. I was thinking at half-time on Twitter saying that the atmosphere in the first half was very flat. There was hardly any atmosphere. It's a bit like Jupiter. There's no atmosphere in Jupiter, by the way. But in the second half, obviously, we did a lot better. And as you know, Jack and lads, our stats are we usually do a lot better in the second half of games. We score more goals in the second half of games, and we finish stronger in games, which is a lot to do with fitness. So I wasn't too worried. 2-1 down against West Ham was like this. Oh, no, maybe... you're not expecting to get drop points against West Ham now. Seriously, especially that mighty, ugly ex-Everton manager. I mean, come on, words of gummage were never going to happen. It was never going to happen. But to be honest, Connor, we're spoiled rotten. I mean, we're so spoiled that when we let in a goal, sure, Martin Tyler was giving out about Liverpool letting in a goal tonight when it went 1-1. He was going that as if that was the biggest thing in the world. Oh, they let in a goal. They're clean sheet. It's the first goal he let in 11 games or something like. It's a football match. Anything can happen in 90 minutes. The most important thing for Liverpool and us is just winning it. I don't care how they win the next. Watford the weekend will be a tough game as well. Watford away, they've nothing to lose as well. Another thing though tonight which highlighted it, and we have to be careful against Atletico Madrid because Atletico are a big, strong side. Set pieces. We are poor tonight defending set pieces. I mean, they got their goal, the header I don't know what Alisson was at, but anyway, we gave one or two bad set pieces away, a few headers they could have done better with them. I think West Ham probably feel like they should have got a draw tonight, to be honest. Over the whole game. But I like the 3 points. I love late winners, guys. I love late winners.
Yeah, it's what we're on. To have 27 games played and to be 26 wins out of that is 79 points at this stage. It's unbelievable. And Jack, with that, it's obviously we've talked about Liverpool being 2-1 down. And we did talk about Naby Keita, and that was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's introduction into the game. Was that the major turning point for Liverpool tonight?
I felt so, mate. The one thing, thank God I don't have to listen to Martin Tyler anyway on the commentary. He absolutely hates Liverpool, doesn't he? But in terms of the big lads that West Ham signed in this window just gone, he went off injured around that similar time. But I forgot his name, but he was playing very well tonight, especially stopping Liverpool. West Ham, yeah, they parked the bus, but he went forwards and attacked Liverpool. But Ox, really, he was occupying the space. I think Fabinho, he's not really a player that just gets the ball and drives on, but Alex's introduction, he probably seen the lads not struggling, but he knew what he needed to do. And Naby, he's done a lot of things good tonight and a lot of things bad, but Naby was really struggling really to grab at the game by the scruff of the neck. He's done a couple of lovely interchanging passes, but the Ox really grabbed the incentive really and grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and really drove Liverpool on. And I think Trent, obviously Beckham-esque, as you've already mentioned there, Connor, with his deliveries. I felt he'd done about 3, 4, 5 deliveries at the back end of that game, flashed across the goal. And any other night, that those about 3 of them go in the back of the net. But Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, really, I think we can see him playing. I didn't play him against Atletico and really against Watford, as the lads have mentioned. But that performance, but I think it was just in the incentive, really. I don't know if the telly's picked it up, but the crowds really got on. As Dave said, that it sounded quite not the biggest atmosphere in the first half, but I think that's just nervousness. That's 29, 30 odd years of nervousness. Everyone's been going the grounds, and we've seen what we've done in the past, and they're like, oh, but everyone in the stadium, everyone at home, and usually every single one of us around the world, we were willing the lads on, and Ox, he done fantastic tonight, mate. Mane and Salah, really. Salah was there to put the ball in the back of the net. Mane, second half, absolutely fantastic. And how did Fabianski? I was just absolutely crying. Everyone in the stadium and you probably at home going, how's that gone in? It was a Henderson when we played Sheffield United away. And Fabianski was like, I looked to the fella next to me and was like, how's that gone in? He's like, shut those legs.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like 2 goalkeeping mistakes now this season has, granted Liverpool practically all 3 points. And, people go on about VAR being Liverpool's assist, king this season. And it's not realistic. It's the goalkeepers like in between their legs. But all serious though, it's like, Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool this year haven't really been treated, the same way as like normal title winners have, in getting the applause. And, we didn't play well tonight. And, yet again, we come out with all 3 points, 79 points we're up now. And, obviously we got Watford now on the weekend. Dave, starting with you, would you now, obviously there's been a bunch of games now, do you think that there's going to be rotation for that Watford game after tonight, or do you think he'll stay with the normal, team?
I think he'll stay with the normal team. I think Ox will start though the weekend. I think he might just take Naby out of the firing line probably now and start Ox. Fabinho had a bit of a poor game tonight. I know he hasn't come back quite right since his injury. That'll be a little bit of a concern, but we missed Henderson tonight, to be honest with you. Just shows you how much you miss Henderson when he's not there. I mean, that's, for me, all the haters on Twitter, I seen a few tweets tonight at halftime going, geez, I wish Henderson was playing. You know, this type of shit. So, like, no, but I can see Ox starting. By the way, I also heard something about the post office in England are looking to sponsor Trent. With all those deliveries, baby.
I think any delivery service would love Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Watson.
Amazon. But anyway, no, I think Naby, I maybe take Naby out of foreign line and start Ox the weekend. But he's not going to change it too much, Connor, to be honest. The front three will be the front three. The back five will be the back five. It's just that middle three, and I think Ox might go in because we want to win this league as quick as we can, get it wrapped up, and stay in the cups if we're still in the cups and concentrate on them, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that's probably like the perfect answer. So let's go in with man of the match then. I'll ask you, Jack, first. Obviously, like I said, you've been at the game tonight. For you then, who was tonight's man of the match if you could give it to someone?
Gomez. No if buts or maybe. Joe Gomez. I felt he was phenomenal. He's so young as a player, but tonight, even on the deliveries, corners, he's come on so much over the last 12 months. He's absolutely phenomenal. Yet the forward lads, midfield lads, when the game's not going there, but continuously breaking up West Ham's attack and play. Tonight, he's got an old head on young shoulders. Really, I felt we spoke on the podcast as well, but for me, if it could be, it'd be Joe Gomez, Trent, Robbo, Gino Wijnaldum as well, and the forward lads, really. Yeah, every single one of them played well, but for me, if you had to pick one, just the sheer dominance of Joe Gomez. I think come next season, I think he's going to even hit bigger levels. Everyone talks about Virgil van Dijk he's been an absolutely amazing signing, but Joe Gomez's development over the last 12 months, and tonight, everything that got put in that box. Yeah, he scored off the corner. I think the wind didn't help anyway, but the wind basically took that in. But Joe Gomez tonight, he's absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I love just some of the stuff he was doing. It's basic football, but it's the basic things some players in world football struggle to do. And just really just get the ball, get a foot on the ball and just play it simple. Even his distribution as well tonight, continuously switching it left and right. But his calmness on the ball when he's under pressure, his distribution, phenomenal. I'd give him man of the match if I could. I can't agree with that anymore. To be fair, I think it's funny how, like, we talk about Virgil van Dijk being the best defender in the world, and with people mentioning PFA Player of the Year and everything like that, I find it quite funny that Virgil isn't being mentioned at all, and his standard is so high. It's just unbelievable. But you can see it's rubbing off on whoever's next to him, because we obviously at the start of the season we were talking about Joel Matip being, probably even better than Virgil van Dijk at times at the start of the season. And, even now Joe Gomez is becoming, probably easily England's best centre-back. I think that's pretty much obvious. I think if Gareth Southgate doesn't pick him for England, then he needs to go to Specsavers. But at the end of the day, but Doug, I'm going to ask you the same question. Who was your man of the match for tonight's game?
Trent Alexander-Arnold for me. Just his deliveries were just absolutely top notch. A couple of them went a bit astray, but you cannot fault the fact that he got 2 assists again. I think that's 25 assists since the start of last season, which is absolutely phenomenal for a right back. And if he is not Young Player of the Year, then there's something wrong. There's something wrong, because I think Trent Alexander-Arnold this season has been so consistent. And yeah, people can say he's not the best defensively, but going forward, he is just probably the best right back in the Premier League, probably even in Europe at the moment as well. So my man of the match is definitely Trent Alexander-Arnold, probably followed by a second Gini Wijnaldum, who I thought was absolutely outstanding tonight.
Yeah, to be fair, like you said, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and like we joked, like, any delivery service would love Trent Alexander-Arnold. And, it's like you said, if he doesn't win PFA Player of the Year, well, Young Player of the Year, then it's going to be a shocker, because I think that he's well in the running for the overall PFA Player of the Year. And after tonight's performance, all right, defensively, you know, he will get criticised defensively, but, you know, attacking wise, there's probably no one better on the ball. Maybe De Bruyne in the Premier League, but even that's up for debate. But Dave, I'll ask you the same question then. Who was your man of the match for tonight?
Postman Pat Trent was on the match for me. Those deliveries, baby, I'm telling you, he'd get a job in Amazon anywhere he wants, eBay, anywhere. He could deliver it onto a sixpence. It wasn't even his deliveries though. It was more than that. He was playing as a winger basically, and even defensively, as you just said earlier, he'll always get cut out because he's so far forward. He's going to get cut out. You know, it's just inevitable. He's going to get cut out. He's only a kid, for God's sake. You know, he's only out of high school.
Makes me feel old.
You are old. You're a lot older. But seriously, no, Trent for me was brilliant tonight. Not only for his assist, just for his overall game. As you said, he's come on so much in the last 2 seasons. Gomez was brilliant as well. To be fair with you, Jack, you've seen him up close, which is it's even better when you're looking at a game than watching it on the telly. Genie was out of the bottle tonight in midfield. He was all over the shop, and I think Salah did a lot of unselfish stuff tonight. I mean, people give out about Salah losing the ball, but he did a lot of running. He did a lot of stuff off the ball tonight, you know, which was great to see. Or like in Bobby Firmino to get. How did he miss that one on the back post? He'll never score at Anfield. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But definitely Trent, man of the match for me is Trent. Yeah,
I think Firmino was kind of leaning back when he's actually on the post as well. Just going back to what Jack said, I think the midfielder you were saying that was very, very good for West Ham, I think was Souček.
Souček, yeah, the new signing.
I thought he had a really good game until he obviously had to go off.
Yeah,
he was absolutely phenomenal, mate. I think it was. I could see him definitely getting a big transfer out to Europe. I can really see him getting pinched by one of the big clubs in Europe anyway. I think he was an absolute steal from West Ham, but obviously Mark Noble alongside him, but he looked a different class compared to Mark Noble. No disrespect to Mark Noble, but you can just see it coincided really with Ox, as we've already mentioned at the top of the show. Ox coming on and obviously him being a defensive stonewall, he looked like a big fella. He was about 6'5". He looked bigger than Fabinho anyway, and he's tall. But I felt absolutely spot on there, Doug.
Well, to be fair, I think overall I'm gonna have to give man of the match to Trent Alexander-Arnold, but you know, we'll include Joe Gomez as well because you know he was good. You know, that right hand side is pretty much solid. But I think that's pretty much it then for tonight, guys. If you have tuned in, then please smash the big old thumbs up button because it would be massively appreciated. Obviously, these phenomenal gentlemen will be in the video description down below. Go and follow Jack, Doug, and Dave. All their links will be in the video description down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you then.
Cheers,
well, that's. So see you then.
See you later.